on KBLA Talk 1580.
Environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, Black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any Black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up. First things first.
Things first, it's the DU General, Money B. I'ma put you up on the schedule, 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not to unsettle you. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First Black on Talk Radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DiPrima go way back. Tight Smiley making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted Black and Brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the movement. So we tune in. The first things first with the queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DiPrima. Go sis. First things
KBLA Talk 1580, good morning. Happy Friday. God bless. I'm Dominique DiPrima. This show is First Things First, and my first thing today and every day, giving thanks, giving praises, and asking for blessings from God, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders, and stirring the pot. That's what we do around here. Hour one, it's usually the local thing, the left coast. Hour two, we go national, international, and beyond. And in the third hour, we do a deep dive with a person or a topic. And today is a jam-packed show. We got people every hour, but do not get it twisted. You are always invited in every hour on my show, guest or no guest. I love to hear from you, and I love when you engage with us. So the third hour of the show, we will be meeting a civil rights photographer, Alisa Shapiro. Hour two, Dr. Joy DeGruy, author of the groundbreaking book, Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. And in hour one, sitting with me right now, live and on the YouTubes, labor organizer, activist, and Mama Sherry Bell. Good morning.
Good morning, Dominique. Good morning, KBLA family.
I love that you're always just like up, here, and ready to go. Sherry be early. She be like beating me here, and she's got makeup on her face, and she's wide awake. I really appreciate your energy, Miss Sherry Bell.
Thank you so much. It's the coffee.
Okay, well, yeah, whatever it takes, you know. So you always have something going on, and I usually wait, and we forget to talk about it till the last second, and we're rushing it in.
Right.
So what's on the? Let's flip the script on this Friday. What's going on in your activism, labor organizing world?
Yes, thank you so much. So on Thursday, November 9th at 5:30 p.m., there's a Know Your Rights virtual event. So you don't even have to leave the comfort of your home. You can attend on your smartphone or on your laptop. And basically, we're going to be joined by the Los Angeles Civil Rights Office. It's a new office, newly established in the city of LA, and you can learn more about what they do. They're here to serve the people of Los Angeles. You can learn what kind of services and resources they have. If you have an issue in like on the job in private employment or housing, or you're a business owner and you believe you're a victim of discrimination based on what you look like or who you are, you can file a claim with this office. They'll investigate it for a violation. As a organizer with the LA Black Worker Center, we actually fought to get this office established because the state of California is humongous and they get claims from all over the place. And we wanted somewhere right here in LA, locally, that workers and business owners and, students who want to uphold their civil rights to be able to go and exercise those rights safely. So please come. You can attend by registering. The link is in the bio of my Instagram page, Sherry De La Ghetto. That's SherryDelaGhetto. Or you can email Tara Perkins to register at tperkins@labwc.org.
I am laughing my butt off over here silently because you just spelled out ghetto like these folks don't know how to spell it. Y'all better know how to spell GHETTO. But I don't know. I guess people don't say ghetto like we used to. You can see me and Sherry on YouTube at KBLA 1580. That's the spot. So, wow, a lot going on in the labor space these days. I mean, it's just so busy. I know you're tracking a lot of this stuff, but it's crazy times and it seems like a lot of them are actually having good outcomes. I mean, considering that we had some setbacks early in the year around Amazon and specifically around Starbucks and Amazon and some of the fast food workers organizing. It seems like now the whole labor movement is just really picking up steam, kicking some butt. At least it looks like UAW on the national scene is moving in the right direction with Ford now apparently having a deal. Of course, they got to approve it.
Right. That's huge. I mean, Ford, that's huge. American made, to have some type of salary increase. I mean, that's really awesome. Of course, with these struggles come a lot of sacrifice, right? Like, folks go without work. And, this is just a sign of the times that we've been talking about for many years with the wealth gap, income inequality just getting greater and greater. And now in this year in 2023, coming off the heels of the pandemic, when people realize the value of their work, they had a chance to sit back and think about it and think about the quality of life and how that's important as well. And I'm so proud of American people. And you know what they say, what happens in California, what happens, here is going to impact the world. So I'm happy that people are getting what they deserve.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with with some of these local strikes. You've got some healthcare workers on strike. The Screen Actors Guild, at least they're back at the table. So you're right. I think, California and these big cities, these big union towns. It's funny because we don't think of LA as a union town, but it's definitely an organized labor hotbed.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
People don't know, but I bet if you live here, especially if you work for one of these union organizations. But what people don't understand is that because there is a Screen Actors Guild, because there is an SEIU, that means that even if you're not a union member, your wages are better, your working conditions are better because a lot of the standards that are set by union workers and union organizing end up translating at least to some degree to every worker.
That's right. Even management sometimes.
What? I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I mean, next time, folks, that are, how can I say, spreading propaganda about unions like, oh, I'm just giving them my money or they don't do anything or, and sometimes you can feel that way, especially as a black worker. But however, we know that those union jobs have, been a stronghold to like higher wages and better protections on the job. That's what workers have to look forward to. So next time you non-union folks are approached by a union worker, just think about that raise you got a couple years ago.
Yeah, right. And they don't happen automatically, do they?
Right. Unfortunately, no. We just like, oh, yeah, they see that we are struggling and they're going to give us a raise. How nice of them.
Yeah, wow. How convenient. Well, the other thing about that, that kind of talking point that unions are fat cats and they don't do anything and I just give them my money. If that is the case in your union, then you need to get involved.
Yep,
because
absolutely.
Unions are really organizations made up of workers in that particular area.
Oh, yeah.
So if you don't like it, and a lot of us, if you're black and you don't see no black folks in leadership, well...
Form a caucus. Start going to them union meetings, show up, make you an agenda, make you some demands of your union, make them work for you. That's where you actually do have leverage because you're paying union dues.
Now, when you say make a caucus, how would someone do that?
They'll get together. Like there's different caucuses, like a black caucus, women caucus. They'll get together and they'll like a group of 5 to 10, and they'll identify issues that are impacting them in their occupation, and then they'll ask their union to respond and do something about it. And like it's a fight within a fight sometimes. You have to organize within your union sometimes, especially if you're not the majority. But I mean, it's a way to get some change. We see change is possible when you do organize. And that's just another method that you can use as a union member.
Yep. We'll talk what's going on with SAG-AFTRA. We'll talk, Larry Elder dropped out.
Oh, wow.
Those that follow me on socials already know he's not going to be president. I heard a rumor that he might be under consideration by 45 for VP. I kind of doubt, but he's out. He's dropped out. I don't know if anyone was paying attention to him being in, other than those of us in radio. And if you follow me on socials, DiPrima Radio, you already know because I was kind of clowning a little bit last night, just a little bit. DiPrima Radio, or you can see things, all the things we're doing around here at KBLA 1580 on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and right now on YouTube. And you are at Sherry De La Ghetto. If you want to follow Sherry, continuing the conversation, come on, call us if you want to. Now's the best time. 800-920-1580 KBLA. Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Happy birthday, Metro K-Line. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, it's time you made today a K-Line day. The K-Line can connect you with fun, food, friends, and family from Crenshaw to Inglewood in one safe, clean, comfortable ride. Take the K-Line today and experience the diversity that makes LA such a great place to live, work, and play. Make it a K-Line day. Go Metro. Visit metro.net/K-Line.
A sense of peace, a place to kick back and put down roots, a lasting legacy. However you define home, at City National, we're committed to helping you get there with our City National Ladder Up Home Loan Program. Find the full benefits at cnb.com/ladderuphome. City National Bank, here for our clients and communities. Ladder Up program is available only in select areas. Terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. City National Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC. NMLS ID 536994.
Boom, 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 boom.
Nissan has a car for every driver who wants more. More action. More fun. More guts. More head turns. More adventure. More electric. At Nissan, more is all we do.
Shop Black Friday every day and get the best new deals all month long only at Lowe's. Right now, save up to $800 on select major appliances, plus save an extra $100 on select laundry pairs. And there's more. Bring home pre-lit artificial Christmas trees starting at $49 because Lowe's knows deals. Valid through 10/31. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. While supplies last, selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look, and unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at the gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima and Sherry Bell. You know, I do try to start off our days with good news where I can. Now, well, the Larry Elder stepping down part, that's good news to me.
I can't believe that.
I mean, just the fact that, yeah. Well, you know, he did better in his run for governor.
That's what I was about to say. I can't believe, like, people were actually getting nervous at some point that he had a chance.
As governor.
Yeah.
I mean, he did better here in California. They didn't give him any love on the national stage.
He's played out and he's whack and he needs to have several seats.
I mean, the thing is, I guess they weren't hard up for a black Republican because they have Tim Scott.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you know, they weren't hard up. They're not even hard up for people of color. They got Nikki Haley, you know, they got Vivek, you know, I hate Juneteenth Ramaswamy. So
oh, wow.
They got some people of color, BIPOC people with terrible politics.
They trying to get the job. They saying whatever they can to get in that chair and do all the maniacal power playing stuff. Because, you know, we're talking off air how they don't have no expectations of these jobs. You just say what people want to hear. Hope naive people vote for you, get in there and run amok.
Right, because there's no clear metrics about what success looks like. But that's partly on us, the voters, right?
Well, the Constitution sets the president and the U.S. senator and stuff, so that's going to require some...
You mean as far as like what it takes to get into office?
Yeah,
you got to be 35 to be president.
Yeah.
I think any age can be a senator, or I'm not sure about that, but I think so. You can be a Congress person at 10 years old if you can get elected. But as far as expectations, judges at the local level have clear expectations. You can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that. But if you're in the Supreme Court, apparently you can do whatever you want.
Right.
And I think that seems to be true with elected office too. The smaller the office, the more guidelines, the bigger the power, the less guidelines, which doesn't really make sense.
Doesn't make sense. And it doesn't, like, this. The only thing you have to do to get the job literally is playing to people's fears and, you know, things of that nature and what, you know, their interest. That's how you get the job.
So you're saying you can just lie your way in?
Yes.
Some people run on their track records. Our mayor, the mayor of Los Angeles, really did run on her track record. And there's no way she could have won against that $104 million that her opponent spent, along with $4 million from the police union, if it wasn't for her track record.
That is true. And I agree with that. But there are some instances where these, like, what's his name? Vivek?
Yeah, Ramaswamy.
Come out of nowhere, you know, and don't have no track record.
Have you seen that on social media there are these, I don't know if you call it a meme. You know those side-by-side things. I don't know what you call it. But there's two of them. There's one with Vivek Ramaswamy where he's giving a speech, and it's Barack Obama's speech, almost word for word.
Plagiarist.
It's plagiarism. And then there's one like that with Trump.
Oh, he playing both sides.
Yeah, well, it's just when he says it means something different, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like liberty, justice, and for all.
Yeah, but they are word for word Obama speeches.
Who did that? He need to fire his whoever.
His speechwriter, right? Yeah, that's true. But it also shows you how context is everything. The Ramaswamy one is really funny because he's like, who ever thought that a skinny guy with a funny name, and then you hear Barack Obama, whoever thought that a skinny guy with a funny name.
These internet sleuths, they don't be playing around.
Yeah. F around and find out. So, good news. Small landlords in LA who are owed rent from tenants who've had hardships due to not just COVID or other things going back to 2020 may be able to get paid back by the city.
That is awesome.
So if you're a mom and pop landlord, and we know a lot of those listen to KBLA.
Oh, yeah.
And you're owed money by your tenant and they can't pay it, you can get money from the city. Maybe it's from Measure ULA, but you only have till Halloween, 6 p.m. on Halloween to apply. So basically, you got to do it between now and next week.
See, that's why this show is so important to the community. You spreading valuable information. Y'all heard that.
You have till Tuesday. Halloween's Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have till Tuesday at 6 p.m. And it's part of the mayor's, push to have fewer people get unhoused. If I'm a small landlord and somebody pays you up to date, now you're a viable tenant again because I'm not owed all this money. Mm-hmm. You have to go to housing.lacity.org. It's the LA Housing Department, and it's called the ULA Emergency Renters Assistance Program.
See, look at that. We voted that in the office.
Yeah.
People helping people.
Yeah, you're right. But that's also another good point as far as why voting does make a difference, at least at the local level.
Right.
Yeah, so that application opened October 23rd at 8 a.m. and it closes October 31st at 6 p.m.
Ooh, tight deadline, folks.
It's a tight deadline. The person, it's the renter income. Has to be at 80% of the area median, which isn't as low as you would think.
Yeah.
For two people, it's like $81,000.
That's quite a bit.
You can still get, it sounds like quite a bit until you start paying rent in LA.
I know. The 2-bedroom average price is like $3,000 for a 2-bedroom.
That is insane.
Yeah, that's like all the check, if not like all the check in the red,
Yeah, this is why a lot of people living in one house.
Yeah.
People are unhoused. Yeah, stayhousedla.org is still, a good resource that a lot of us don't know about because you do have more rights. I was talking to a friend of mine who actually does pretty well for herself, and she did not know. She had to move because her rent went up. And she didn't realize that if your rent goes up 10% or more, and you can't afford it, the landlord has to help to pay for your move.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that.
And it's a lot of money. It's thousands of dollars that the landlords have to pay, for your movers and whatever else. And if you move yourself, you could use that money for your first and last or whatever. So things like that, people are leaving money on the table.
Yeah, we need more information, like spread about this, because it's, there are a lot of mom and pop landlords, like you mentioned, not just corporations, who own property. So, I hope that the folks that need the information are getting it. At least you're doing your part a little bit. Helping.
I worry about that too, because that's one of the ways that we get pushed out of neighborhoods, right? When the elders who have held on to property and then that's their retirement, is that they're getting that rental income from the duplex or whatever it is. And then that goes down because the tenant can't pay, then you lose two black people. You lose the tenant and the landlord when that ship goes down. So I think it's a really good thing. This seems stupid, but I think it's good news. Apparently there's a new study that was published last week in the Journal of Sleep Research, and it found out that if you hit the snooze button and get that little bit of extra sleep, it's actually really good for your health. They said people who push the snooze button feel more drowsy in the morning, but they actually have long-term health benefits from that.
I mean, it sure does feel good to hit the snooze button. I can tell you that. And sometimes you got to hit it few times.
Right. Well, it says an extra 30 minutes improved people's cognitive performance on tests. In some cases, it didn't impact, but for a lot of people, that extra 15 to 30 minutes of sleep makes a difference in their functioning, in their brain function.
Man, that's good. I mean, it feels like gold. It's like priceless.
Yeah. You're right. And that, to me, though, because I always feel guilty when I hit snooze. But now, I mean, other than I have to get here on time.
Right.
But think about it. My alarm goes off at 4. So, snooze for me means I'll get up at 4:15, 4:30. Because I don't want to get on the radio and be like not awake.
Right.
That's bad. Who knows what could come out my mouth. That's all bad. So I have to be fully awake. So I get up at 4. Imagine how early I got up when I was doing front page. Ooh. I get up at 4 and, trying to get myself fully awake. But snooze away. It's good for you, apparently. I think there are limits to this, but they don't say that in the study. And they said that the main reason people do hit the snooze is because either they're tired or they don't want to have to wake up all at once.
Right.
They want to wake up slowly in phases.
I mean, sometimes, at least my parent told me, don't just hop out of bed. Don't jump up. That ain't good for you,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that lesson.
Yeah. So I try not to just, when the alarm go off, like jump up like, Frankenstein, so yeah, give yourself a little time. Even you could trick yourself, right? Set it early just because you're going to hit the snooze button.
That ain't going to work because we be doing math in the morning. If I sleep an extra 15 minutes, I have this 12 minutes to get from my house to the radio station. Blah, blah, bargain. But the other thing about that little bit of extra sleep is that apparently the people that hit the snooze button were calmer throughout their day. So
that's something good to keep in mind. And if it's not, it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy.
There you go. Not only that, I mean, I looked at a lot of studies about this because, well, for one thing, my sister started sending them to me when I was on front page because I was averaging 3-4 hours a night. And apparently my personality was changing. I didn't realize. But a lack of sleep over a long period of time in your life is linked to greater possibility of getting dementia.
Oh, my.
Especially if you're over 50. You don't have to worry about that, Sherry. But if you're over 50 and you're sleeping less than 6 hours a night, you are more likely to start losing your memory and getting dementia. So, and there's all kinds of other things. Recovery from workouts, memory. Apparently, if you sleep 3-4 hours a night, you start becoming a real burden, or other words that start with B.
Hopefully I know someone like that who has trouble sleeping, and I know that it's very important for your health, like you said. And I heard on TikTok, there's this new thing if you're having trouble falling asleep, like they say, if you repeat a phrase or some things over and over and over again, it can help you fall asleep.
I believe that. News, traffic, and sports, then more kitchen table conversation. Dominique DiPrima and Sherry Bell on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. I'm Mike Moore. Now here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The off-duty Alaska Airlines pilot who's accused of trying to shut down the engines on a plane has been charged in federal court. Joseph Emerson is charged with interference with a flight crew. His attorney told the judge his client was grateful the pilot and co-pilot stopped him from crashing the plane. In Mississippi, several civil rights organizations are urging residents to check to make sure their names have not been purged from voting rolls. This after the Mississippi NAACP and others recently released a report showing over 50,000 voters in Lowndes, Hines, Franklin, and Jasper have been removed. The groups recommend those who are unsure about their voting status to contact their county clerks or registrar's offices. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Seems like COVID's everywhere again, but there's good news from Pfizer. This season's updated COVID-19 shots are now available for ages 6 months and up, and they're designed to better protect against recent variants. Ask your pharmacist or doctor and schedule at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Come on, man. The Lakers get their first win of the season last night. They beat Phoenix by 5 at Crypto.com. Anthony Davis scored 13 of his 30 points in the fourth quarter. LeBron James played 35 minutes, including the entire fourth quarter. He had 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. Phoenix had a 12-point lead entering the fourth quarter. The Clippers are back in action tonight at Utah. 6:30 tip-off on KTLA TV Channel 5. From the Now It Can Be Told department, 2 former NFL players tried out for the lead role in the 1971 groundbreaking film Shaft, running back Jim Brown and defensive back Fred Williamson. The role eventually went to an unknown model named Richard Roundtree, who turned Shaft into an iconic film character. Roundtree passed away on Tuesday. He was 81. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Green Foundation, key health influencer, empowering our Black communities through action. The Green Foundation advocates for affordable health care, accessibility, and knows the importance of culturally relatable health care. Regardless of income, we believe it is a right for optimum health. The Green Foundation has been at the forefront for 25 years, dedicated solely to promoting prevention through early detection, annual screenings, and nutrition. We know you because we are you. Our hand-holding approach supports you and your family to receive your right to be treated fairly and receiving quality healthcare services. We want you and your family to know COVID-19 was devastating to our families and to our wallet. We can build back better by understanding prevention, wearing your mask, washing your hands, social distancing, and understanding the impact of long COVID. Get the care you deserve. Take advantage of your privileges. Contact us, info@thegreenfoundation.net. info@thegreenfoundation.net.
Attention small landlords who own 12 or fewer residential rental units. The City of LA Emergency Renters Assistance Program is back to help small landlords and is now accepting applications. Apply for up to 6 months of rental arrears for low-income residential tenants behind on rent. Applications will be accepted until October 31st, 2023 at 6 p.m. Go online 24/7 at housing.lacity.org or call 888-379-3150 to see if you qualify and apply today. City of LA Small Landlords. This program is for you.
At City National, we listen to you.
I want to expand my business and my legacy.
I want to set up the next generation for success.
I want to see my vision come to life.
I want to feel right at home.
Your goals, passions, vision, future. We want to hear it and work alongside you to achieve it. Visit cnb.com to learn more. City National Bank. Here for our clients and communities.
In Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, children are the future. Here, tobacco companies are committed to higher education, offering scholarships to students who submit essays about the benefits of vaping. The tobacco industry even sponsors summer camps for kids. Don't worry, the tobacco-sponsored programs have been linked to leaving your kids more interested in smoking. In Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the world's deadliest industry is your child's friend.
See reality at undo.org.
If you are a private individual or a small business owner who has had problems obtaining a business loan, credit card, or just even acquiring an apartment, please call Alliance Hillview LP for a free consultation at area code 510-459-6001. That's area code 510-459-6001. Remember, don't let your past determine your future.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Wow, you know, sometimes the conversation off the mic, I wish you could be here in the studio with us. Sherry Bell and myself, Dominique DiPrima. We're talking about how the DMV is now pulled the permits for those driverless cars for the company called Cruise, but there's a bunch of different companies. They're autonomous electric vehicles, robo-taxis. Those are in San Francisco. They're supposed to be coming soon to LA. And I have seen, just from spending a lot of time up in the Bay lately because of my mom's husband passing and all of that, so many problems. And the tribute to my mom that we did, so many problems with these cars. They stop and then traffic is backed up for miles, and there's no human being driving the car, so nobody's calling a tow truck or whatever. But apparently they said, and this was this week, that the cruise cars had already been under investigation by state and federal transportation officials because of crashes, and now they're pulling the permits for them to be on the road out of safety concerns.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I think that they are, if capitalists can hire nobody and just get paid and get rich, they would, right? This is just another effort to take away jobs. People are fighting to be employees for Uber. A few years ago, they didn't win that fight. This is what they wanted all along, just to have self-driving cars. We ain't ready for it. If you want to transport cargo, go ahead. You trying to transport people in a driverless car, like, we don't get in them. Nobody. If nobody get in them, then maybe they'll go away.
Yeah, everybody's in those things in San Francisco, and I was talking to this, senior couple, and they were telling me, oh yeah, we take them all the time. What? We love them, and it just surprised me, not because they were senior, but just because it's already been adapted widely in San Francisco. It's coming to LA. I agree with you. It's another way to not only take jobs away, but make the profit margin so big to where hiring a human being becomes something that is unacceptable to corporate profit standards.
Yeah, it's like, what other reason do you have for it? Right.
Well, yeah, and that means we're going to need a universal basic income if AI and bots are going to do everything. But we're not there yet.
Right.
Because they're crashing, they're stalling. It's like I always say, Siri can't find a black sounding name on my address book.
I mean, I thought we would have been like the Jetsons by now with the flying cars. And
it's weird because we do have video calls. I mean, when I was a kid, that was like futuristic, and now it's just FaceTime.
Right. Yeah, technology in the course of my lifetime has changed so much, and I'm 43. And when I started there were no cell phones, there were no computers.
Yeah.
There was like none of the stuff that we see now, and just think about in the next 40 years,
Yeah, I mean, I wonder, because the technology does advance really quickly, but it seems like it goes in spurts.
Right.
Like there's a while where it kind of just hums along, where we're all using the, basic equivalent of the iPhone 10, and then there's a jump and everybody has the whatever the thing is. So we'll see if it really does in the next 40 years what it's done in the past 40 years.
I mean, hopefully it doesn't, like, I haven't seen technology so far like ruin people's quality of life, except for when you think about social media, but like, like the technology, the innovation, even in manufacturing, I haven't seen such a dramatic change. So hopefully, people are still able to feed them families, travel, live a normal life expectancy, in lieu of all of this technology that is being developed.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's why I go back to universal basic income. Yeah. If you can get our AI robot overlords to do everything, and we can like sit around and write poetry, but we have a good standard of living. Now, not everyone's going to be happy with that.
Right.
I like doing my job, and I trust and believe there's an AI somewhere that can sound exactly like Dominique DiPrima.
Oh yeah.
But they're going to glitch out and say some stuff that I would never say.
They can sound like you and bust out into a rap or a song or do.
Yeah, but they might start saying "Make America Great Again." See, that's the thing. No. That AI has this thing they call it hallucinations. What? Where if you ask it a question and it doesn't know the answer, it'll just make something up.
See, because it's artificial intelligence.
Right.
It ain't real.
And really all it is an aggregate of knowledge. So it's just taking a bunch of knowledge and then, spitting it back out to you in another form. So if there's a gap, and it'll just make something up, that's how you get busted out. That's like that Praz, we were talking about Praz, how he is probably going to jail for a really long time. But his argument why he's saying he deserves a new trial is because his attorney used AI.
See?
And the AI was claimed to be quoting Praz's lyrics, and it was really quoting Diddy.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I call that's the hallucination factor. Praz. Oh, just get this rap lyric.
See, that goes to show you why some occupations definitely cannot be replaced by AI. Then they should never be replaced by AI.
Not yet.
Oh no.
I mean, I don't know that for sure, but I used to feel confident about it. Now I say not yet, because they keep innovating and they keep gleaning, and by they I mean big tech.
Yeah.
They keep gleaning our information off of places like Facebook,
Our data.
Instagram, and the other apps that we use.
Right.
And that's what
teaches
the AI.
I mean, AI is helpful, is smart, whatever, but it's still artificial at the end of the day. People got to remember that part. It's not real. That artificial, that word, that context, that means something. And people got to pay attention to that and do a little more delving into that part.
Yeah, a few more people get busted, writing speeches or whatever that contain completely ridiculous information made up by a bot, and maybe folks will have second thoughts. Maybe.
AI has no soul or no emotion.
I mean, I think it is meant to be a tool to help us, but when it is able to clone our intellectual property, that's what the actors are stuck on. In this deal.
Yeah.
Because you can easily clone my voice. Now I'm doing voiceovers for something that I would never consent to do, or I'm doing it without getting paid.
Yeah.
And that's a real danger.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like when you have the like the GPS navigation in the voice of Snoop Dogg or whatever. like you can, like, they should get compensated off of that. Like, people, if you're gonna do it, it's definitely not going nowhere. And yeah, like they say, they should get paid off of their name and likeliness, NIL.
I think that that's why I loved it when Ice Cube said, "Come around here with that AI and make a track that sounds like me. I will sue you from here to eternity." I love that, because he threw down the gauntlet. Don't cross this line. But SAG-AFTRA is going back to the table today, and they're saying they are moving with cautious optimism. The producers, AMPTP, put another proposal on the table. My understanding is that the SAG-AFTRA folks are countering that, and the chief negotiator, Duncan Crabtree Ireland, said he is moving with cautious optimism. I'll take cautious optimism over we not even at the table, right? Is that's an upgrade of sorts.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to count my eggs before they hatch, or chickens before they hatch.
And that means and they are meeting again today, which is a good sign.
Yeah, I'm hoping they can wrap this up. I mean, I don't like to see conflict and struggle, and I know people ain't getting paid, and all the makeup artists and Grip and all those people that need to get back to work. So I'm really hoping that this $1 billion a year industry transforms and transforms to the new economy. Like, you can't have the same pay structure when the times have changed. You have to modify that.
Right. And with SAG, I mean, especially when it comes to streaming, this is the same thing the writers are saying. The technology, again, changes it to where we're looking at everything on streaming, but the pay structure for residuals, what we get after a show is already done, and they're playing it over and over again, they're still making money on it every time they play it. How much does the actor get to participate in that? And when you can see the difference. When you do a job on network TV, you get a nice residual. When you do a job for a streamer, it's almost nothing. That has to change. That's part of the deal. Yeah. But, I mean, it looks like they're getting closer. SAG-AFTRA had, I believe, asked for an 11% raise. It looks like the studio's latest offer is 7%, and now SAG-AFTRA is meant to counter offer again today.
Maybe at 9. They just don't want to do 10.
Split the difference, right? They don't want to do double digits. United Auto Workers got 25%.
See,
I mean, Ford, not everybody. Ford.
over time?
Yeah, but an immediate 14%.
Oh, wow.
Which is not bad.
That's not bad, especially in them states where the cost of living and the federal minimum wage is super low, like in the Midwest. That's going to do a lot.
Right. It's a 4-year deal, so that's 25% over 4 years, 14% as soon as they sign the deal. And they also got cost of living wage adjustments. They got pensions and job security improvements. And they're getting rid of the tiered system where some workers are on a lower pay scale than others. That's Ford. So, but if the workers approve that over the weekend, well, first the committees approve it over the weekend, then I guess the union rank and file votes on it, right?
You know, they need, that reminds me, like, it's like a phrase I just thought about, like, make jobs great again.
There you go. There you go. Make jobs great again. That's 57,000 workers in the United Auto Works. So if Ford does a decent deal, then it's much more likely that the other two giant auto companies would do it, right?
Yeah, because they probably sell more. You know, they probably make more, sell more than Ford. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And if Ford gets back in action, and then those cars are, coming off the assembly line, and everyone else is still stuck.
That's true.
That would be a bad look for them. Mm-hmm. So hopefully this is approved by workers. It sounds like they did the doggone thing. They went hard line.
Oh,
UAW went hard.
They was like, we ain't playing around. We shutting it down.
Yeah. Not too late to call us. Not too late to talk to Sherry. 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. Oh, yeah. Somebody is suing the Dodgers and United Airlines. And we'll talk about that when we come forward. Anti-blackness is everywhere. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
We're celebrating 1 year of the K. From checking out the vibrant art and diverse dining in Leimert Park to cheering on your favorite team in Inglewood, you can choose your own adventure when you ride the Metro K-Line. Leave the car at home and go Metro. Visit metro.net/K-Line.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When is the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Your pet isn't just a pet, they're part of your family. Most of the pet food on the market is cooked at high temperatures, which kills nutrients. A scoop of Dynavite is a 3-in-1 daily supplement, adding back key nutrients to your pup's health. Try Dynavite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's dynavite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynavite.
Hey, you. The one on the couch who just told your friend you can't go out because you're busy? Ready to get real about your psoriasis? When your current treatments don't do enough to help control the inflammation beneath the skin, causing plaques and pain, stressing and scratching, it's time to stop hiding and get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Do you have both Medi-Cal and Medicare? The new LA Care health plan called LA Care Medicare Plus, HMO DSNP, can help you get the most out of your health plan for $0 premium. LA Care is here to provide Angelenos with access to quality health care at an affordable cost. For $0 premium, you can get full benefits from vision coverage and in-home support services to prescription drug coverage, plus more. Call 855-688-1479. 855-688-1479.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio. KBLA Talk 1580.
All right, Sherry Bell, let's go straight to the phones. I want to talk about this United Airlines, LA Dodgers being accused of racism piece. But first we're going to go to Ken calling us from LA. Good morning, Ken.
Hey, good morning, my beautiful sisters. How are you, Sherry and Dominique?
Oh, this is Kent with a T.
Yeah, with a T. That's okay, man. He's a lyricist. Miles is a lyricist, so he should be right on to it. Hey, I wanted to add to the AI deal that you're talking about. I don't mean to backtrack, but are you saying that the verbatim, you can be matched verbatim? Because there's no way with the history and the geography and the swag that you two ladies have that AI could match that.
Thank you for saying that. I think what I'm saying is they can match your voice, your cadence, and then they can aggregate the more. And see, with me, it wouldn't be that hard because there's hours and hours and hours and hours of me talking on tape, like everywhere.
Right.
So then they feed all that into their computer, and the AI gives you a guess of what Dominique would say.
Oh, I see. Because I haven't been listening to Sherry that long, but I already have a good idea how she swings, and it's really good, and I like it, and it's positive. But Dominique, we all know you now. AI might be Dominique on a bad day or on a jet lag back from Ghana. But we know, like, that's what Ice Cube's talking about. You go ahead and try it. We'll figure it out. But I think our minds, our inquiry minds will pick it up right away. But that's one, I normally don't call unless I have something to say, but I was listening to you guys. I'm like, wow, this is, I don't think I could be fooled.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what? You might be right. Because and I think as we have more AI in our lives, we'll learn to detect it. You know what I mean? It's just like fake anything else. When people first started getting fake booties, we were like, oh, wow, she got a big booty. Now everyone's like, BBL, BBL, BBL.
the legs don't match. That's what it is. It's Friday, see, that's what I'm talking about. Right there, Dominique. We went from AI to, them legs ain't matching them thighs. Anyway, y'all have a great weekend. Keep up what you're doing. We love it.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Kent. All right. We're going to talk United Airlines and Dodgers when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Boldly taking talk radio where it has never gone before. New vistas. New voices, new views, new visions, new victories. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're taking public media black.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, could potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, Maisha Cairo here, KBLA, live at Chase Bank on Crenshaw and Vernon for the In This Together tour with female business owners, a day of empowerment, community panels, and best of all, tips on building business from marketing to capital. I was able to speak with Kate Luzio, former banking executive and now owner of Luminary, who partnered with Chase for this tour. She makes it her business to build community for business owners.
Yeah, so I was a banker for 20 years before I decided to become an entrepreneur. 7 of those years were actually at JP Morgan Chase. One of the biggest things that I had going into my entrepreneurial journey was a big background in banking.
So what advice are you giving business owners looking for financial backing today?
So Chase brings in so much knowledge and the opportunity to understand what financial tools are out there for business owners to build, grow, and scale their business. A lot of business owners will say, well, I need to get a loan immediately. Well, you wouldn't just lend money to your friend if you didn't know why they needed it. I tell every business owner, you need a business plan, you need financial projections, you need a banker. Because you have to start building a relationship with a banker so that they get comfortable with how you're going to build that business and so that they can eventually support you in different ways.
Makes sense. So visit the Chase Community Center on Crenshaw and Vernon. Meet a banker today. Tell them about your business. I'm Maisha Cairo in the community for KBLA with JP Morgan Chase.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
All right, that's been bugging me the whole time because I want you to see Sherry. Sherry Bell is with me. She's a labor organizer and an activist. And you were telling us about Know Your Rights virtual event. It is the 9th of November, which sounds far away, but it's actually not.
Yes. Thursday, November 9th at 5:30. You can register at the link in my bio on my Instagram page, Sherry De La Ghetto, or you can email Tara Perkins at tperkins@labwc.org.
Good stuff. So 2 flight attendants for United Airlines say they were taken off of charter flights. These are charter flights for the Los Angeles Dodgers because they're older and more rotund. They said they were replaced by skinny white girls, basically what the lawsuit says.
Yeah.
And that's not legal.
Right. I mean, it definitely doesn't sound like a news story. It's not surprising. Hopefully they'll settle it,
Yeah, of course United Airlines is denying this.
Right. They say we're going to fight it vigorously. But, I mean, it's the thing about how can you prove it? You know what I'm saying? So, hopefully, they'll settle. But I'm like, what's the benefit of being on a charter flight? Is it, more hours, overtime?
Oh, you mean for the flight attendants?
Yeah. I don't know.
I have a friend who's a flight attendant. I don't remember what she told me. I think that they do pay well.
Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah, I think they do pay well. And they, but it's also, I would imagine it's pretty demanding, right? Because you're with a specific group of people, i.e., the Dodgers, whatever.
Divas.
But this is the second time this has happened to United Airlines when they've been sued for charter flights.
Wow.
So, because it's going to be either a rich person or a rich organization.
Right.
And they might be like, well, no, we want our flight attendants to look a certain way.
Yeah, that's tough. That when the client is telling you that, but there are laws. They're not above the law. Your request should not be based on discrimination, right, against a certain class.
Right. So it's illegal for them to say we need skinny white girls to be flight attendants. Is that literally illegal?
I don't know if that's illegal, but I know that it's illegal for the employer to deny a qualified applicant.
Right. And if I'm already in the job to replace because I'm
why
replaced,
put me there anyway?
it's a good question. I mean, they're experienced, qualified flight attendants. That's why they put them there.
Exactly.
And then if the client says, yeah, but they're not skinny white girls.
See, you got to pay the price now, United.
But then you wonder, how can you even have a Hooters if it's illegal?
Look, if they want to hire skinny white women, then you need a private plane. Because I'm pretty sure United gets federal funding or something. They got some kind of public money.
Even if they don't, there's discrimination laws.
Yeah, it's discrimination law.
Yeah, but I think you're right. They do, because I remember during COVID we had to bail out the airlines. Remember that?
Yeah. Look, if you want Playboy bunnies being your flight attendant, then pony up some money and buy your own plane and hire your own people. Don't rob United flight attendants of their coins because of your preferences. These people already have jobs and we're scheduled to work, and then your preferences took food off of their table. That's not right.
To me, it doesn't sound unlikely, though. It sounds very likely that actually happened.
They're Hollywood.
I mean, you don't see rotund, experienced cheerleaders. So I'm just saying.
They lived a flashy life, and it's Los Angeles,
right?
So,
right.
But I am a worker. I'm qualified. I work for a company. My company put me on an assignment, then removed me based on prejudice.
Yeah, it's a problem. Sherry, as always, it's great to talk with you. Kent is right. He should listen to you more because you got a lot of good insights.
Oh, thank
Appreciate
you, Dominique. Thank you, KBLA family.
News, traffic, and sports, and then great things straight ahead on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.